I did see another issue with free speech, which we always keep an eye on here at the platform because it's pretty important. But the survey out of Massey University, which shows real concern around what's an alarm bells really for academic freedom. What does it tell us? This is from Massey University, and it says that basically only 5% of the staff there feel like there's decent two-way conversation and two-way communication, and they can have their say and they can express themselves, which to me sounds like it's crushing academic freedom, crushing ideas, and only the very few get to have their say. Jonathan Ayling is with the Free Speech Union and is the boss and the leader there. Jonathan, g'day, nice to have you on the program.
Good afternoon, Duncan.
What does this tell us? I know we spoke recently in my podcast about this sort of thing, and that was at the law school. What is this? It's a real concern. Something going on, isn't there?
That's right, and we would say it's consistent with signals that we've been seeing for some time. In fact, several years now, we've been talking about this, and it's time that something was done about it. And thankfully, we are seeing more and more those outside the university raising concerns within the public sector, within the government as well, looking at the crucial role that universities do play in our society. So it gives us no pleasure whatsoever to continue to raise these concerns. We wish it were very much not the case. But we began to do surveys in 2022 looking at how academics feel about their ability to speak up. As you mentioned, we discussed the survey results from AUT last week, which had very concerning results there. Massey University confirms this yet again. And unless we do something now, before long, the crucial role that universities provide and the considerable economic benefit that they bring in as well. Last I checked, international students are the fifth largest export for the country. Unless we maintain our high standards, we will suffer as a result.
I agree, and this whole idea that the debate's narrow and it's your way or the highway or my way or the highway or whatever, it's just unacceptable. And I see this as the Massey University Staff Engagement Pulse Survey, which show that many academics at Massey do not feel free to voice their opinions, which is so concerning because their opinions will be based on years and years of research and development and experience and work. And this is what we need to hear. We need to hear all views. We need to hear all ideas, because if we only have the few ideas, we are agreeing in our own sort of echo chamber. And Massey University, from responses to the statement, Massey University, there is open and honest two-way communication. Only 5% agreed with that. 66% of these staff disagree that there's open and honest two-way communication. It's huge. And the leaders at Massey University keeping people informed about what's happening, only 9% of them agreed with that statement. 61% disagreed. It seems like the very few are controlling everything.
That's right. And the report itself, so again, this is an internal Massey University document in the same way that last week it was an internal AUT document. This report notes itself that staff don't feel, quote, safe to express their honest opinions for fear of reprisal or being seen as not towing the party line. And the essence of academic freedom is that individuals are able to challenge the status quo, to invite debate and criticism from their colleagues or their superiors, and not feel like their careers are on the line as a result. And it's an incredibly short-sighted approach that we have here at the moment. And so, look, I think the coalition government has already said that without free speech policies, universities will face funding constraints. I think we need even more engagement than that there. And vice chancellors around the country will say, hang on a second, do you want academic freedom or not? Do you want universities to be able to be autonomous or not? Well, we would love for them to exercise this academic freedom more responsibly, but if they won't take the leadership that is needed here, then someone else has to. And these are, of course, these are publicly funded institutions, billions of dollars every year pumped into our university system. And at the moment, I would ask, for what? They are clearly becoming more and more centres of indoctrination, not education. And I would actually say at the heart of part of the problem of polarisation and extremism that is emerging in our society. I want to remind you, Duncan, and your listeners will remember this as well, that it was Jan Thomas, the Vice-Chancellor of Massey University, and it was Massey University that decided in 2018 to bar Don Brash from speaking at the Politics Club there. He was invited to come and talk about his experience as the Reserve Bank Governor and leader of the opposition, but because Jan Thomas thought he was a racist, she unilaterally decided to block
Outrageous.
him. The following year, some critical feminists wanted to come and speak about their perspective of an issue that obviously impacts women. They were barred because that was an inappropriate conversation to have on university campuses. If universities keep deciding that these really important conversations are questions they don't want to consider, I'm not sure what good they are to us anymore.
Well, just stop funding them. They can stand on their own 2 feet if they're any good. You see, because it's called an echo chamber, and no one wins in an echo chamber. And so Don Brash's invite gets pulled because someone thinks he's a racist and with some influence inside. They really stuff that up, and they look so damn stupid. I remember this at the time reporting on it. But then again, how free is the thinking at Otago University when they appoint the most recent finance minister as the vice-chancellor? And do you think Grant Robertson's going to be pushing any National Party policy or sort of centre-right ideas down there? I can't imagine it. So that's a real concern. You block Brash 1 year and you employ Robertson the other.
Yeah, I would say, though, that, we covered this beginning of July, about 2 months ago. Otago University has released the gold standard of free speech policies in the country. No other university has come close to what the Otago University has released. And as far as I've been told, Grant Robertson actually had a hand in that. As someone who may or may not, you may or may not agree with his politics, Duncan, but actually was a pragmatic politician who saw the need for universities to be offering services that benefit their communities, not sitting in ivory towers pontificating. And the free speech policy that emerged from there is second to none. Now, of course, it is just words until it's put into effect, so we need to see them actually implement that. But for the policy as it was released, it was brilliant, and hopefully Grant Robertson is able to spearhead an approach there that is even-keeled and non-partisan.